stuff. So what we're gonna do with this one is, yeah, we're gonna add some more geometry. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, now look at this. Look at this. What would your poor mother say? Yeah, so connect that. So also when you're working on Dota sets, you have to think economy. And basically what that means is you have to think about your triangle limit per piece, which is why I've decided to stop doing any of my modeling in ZBrush, just period, because the temptation is just too high to go higher geometry and then decimate. And that will screw you over consistently. I mean, I did maybe like, I'm trying to think here, maybe like 6 full sets that were textured and everything, but just economically, I couldn't make them work with the geometry that I was using, and I just gave up. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this to fit the triangle budget. I had to explain to someone the other day why they even have a triangle budget, and it's because of peasants with, you know, terrible little college laptops that they used to take their notes on trying to play a real game, you know, something other than their precious Minecraft. There we go. Hoping I didn't screw up any of my triangles here. Yeah, so what we're... So these like thick white lines, that is where I'm pretty sure the UV unwrap is creasing and it's saying, okay, well, we'll separate this into a cut. Like as soon as I start seeing, make that into triangles. Since the game already turns quads into triangles, it just makes sense to, while you're working, just work in triangles. No need to even use quads. It's just going to give you a inaccurate representation of what your geometry actually will be in the game. And plus, also, let's be real, there's a lot cooler stuff you can do with triangles. Trying to think of... Just want this to look real spiky, you know? Not like all over spiky, but I want these particular spikes to look like, oh, dang, that'd be sharp. Because right now, I mean, this looks like, yeah, okay. I mean, if I printed this out and it was paper, it would, you know, I could probably, you know, hook my hand with it. That'd be great. But, I mean, I want it to be like, oh, snap. Like, that's... Looks like that could be cast in metal and it'd probably hurt. Oh, man. Yeah, this cursor is driving me crazy. I found that... And I get this weird thing where sometimes I'll right-click and it'll think that I'm in X-Gen hair mode. I don't know why, because I've never used the hair function on X-Gen, so I have no idea why that's happening or how to stop it, really. So I'm pretty sure I have like the opposite of ADD. I can't stop focusing on something unless it's like another idea, and I'm like, oh snap, I better act on that before I forget. You know? See, maybe if we kind of like pull that back, it could look kind of like a jester's cap almost. You know what I mean? How they have like those Harlequin masks. See, right now that just kind of looks like a buck tooth to me, and I'm not liking it. So what it is that we're gonna do is with... Actually thinking what we'll do is we'll add another point. Maybe like right. Okay. So I think that they give you the most, like the most of your triangle budget goes into the head pieces, and then I think they give you like I don't know. It's like something like 800 for the wings, which is, I mean, I wish I could show you guys here, but this is probably like 800 triangles right now, if not more. Nah, or maybe I'm tripping. I mean, I'd have to triangulate it because I still have quads here, but I mean, it's a lot. Like, hold on, let me just to give you guys an idea of what that would look like. So this is it triangulated now. Everything has been converted to triangles. So as you can see, like basically you're doubling the number of your faces in some areas where it's quads, you know. I do want to keep that kind of like steep, like that could bite the heck out of you. What we'll do here, though, is we will chamfer the vertex. I don't know what chamfer means. Chamfer. But that is what we want to do. And then you see all these garbage faces now that we've got. All these. All that. Yep, we're just going to get rid of them. Yeah. So, what we can do is say we'll take that. Back it up. Oh. So I'm pretty sure that they also don't do double-sided faces in Dota, and what that means is, so you see how we can see the inside of this? There's actually no faces in here. All of this is just the outside faces, but the color value, the purple that we're seeing, is coming from the outside. This is the outside, just on the other side. There's actually, in 3D space, there's nothing here. So for example, like if you were to remove the Night Stalker model, so this isn't here, and you're looking at this in-game, you would see through this. You wouldn't see the top of the helmet and the back and all that in-game. You would see whatever the background is. You know, you'd see all the trees and the sky and all that stuff. It's not a great way to live. I don't know why they do that to themselves. I mean, I think that they're worth more than that. But you know, can't lead a horse to water. Hmm. So here's an additional problem is that I kind of want it to look like it's like a blind mask. You know what I mean? And I don't like that it's purple. It looks too much like a wolf, and you know, Night Stalker's not a wolf. Like I want that to be kind of the general geometry, but so also my door doesn't shut. So if you guys hear a bunch of noises, maybe people come into my house to surprise me. Not much I can do about that. It's actually really scary. I mean, I had to sleep all night. You know, just like, will tonight be the night that I'm finally recruited to America's Got Talent, but I won't be able to go because my door is open. Like imagine that. Like imagine that you get like the call of your life, you know, but you still have responsibilities. Like you can't turn them off. You know what I mean? Like imagine that Trump hits you up and he's like, "I need you to run the Parks and Services Committee. Can you do that?" And you're just like, "Oh man, Mr. Trump. I'd be great for this job, but I got to do my laundry." It's like, "Oh, snap. Well, that's all right. We were also considering Raven Simone. I think she'll also be good for the job." And you just have to like scream internally because you know that she can't decorate a tree to save her life. you know. She's going to put tinsel up in there and you're going to be like, oh man, that's going to totally clash with all of the lights that she's hanging up. Yeah, so I'm just torn because the more spikes the better, but at the same time, you add that and then suddenly you're like, wait a minute, is this a wolf? Because you got the ears, you got the mane, you got the tuft of hair, the nose, the teeth. This is a wolf helmet. It's like, but he's not a wolf. But I'm not a wolf. Alright. Not too bad. So I'm going to just save this real fast. Save this as, we'll save it as Gustavo. Because I don't really care about naming conventions. I mean, if you do, you probably get that looked at. And is it crazy to think that 5 years ago we all thought that the world was going to end? 5 years ago on this day, everyone was like, oh, it's 12/12/2012. It's over. GG, we lost. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure that nobody remembers if they were on the side of panic or not. And let me just tell you, if you were born in the 90s or early 2000s, you definitely were. Unless you were like an adult, grown person with a job, you're probably one of those that were freaking out, like, oh man, the Mayans, they predicted this. They knew that eventually time would get to 12/12/2012. You know? It's like, duh. You know who else knew that? The French. You know who else knew that? Pretty much everyone ever. I mean, maybe they didn't like specifically say like, oh, hey, 12/12/2012, you know? It's gonna be a day. Cause like, who cared? I mean, I wonder if people were this dumb back in like the Renaissance, you know? Oh, it's 6/6/1906. Snap, guys, we lose. It's over now. Better just call it quits. Mayans found out that 2012 would be a year. It's over now. For those of you wondering what I'm doing, it's none of your business, and I think that you guys should leave. I think you've overstayed your welcome. So let me just read some of the chat here. Oh wow, there's a lot here. You are great, the best even. Holy cow, so cool, so smart. Man, this is crazy. I mean, I won't lie. I'm honored that you guys think that. That's so kind of you. You know, uh, I wish that there's so many things that I could give you guys for being so loyal and so true. You know, oh, so very handsome as well. Thank you. You know, you guys are just too sweet, the sweetest even. I'll have to make sure to remember your guys' birthday. Thank you so much. But enough of the flattery. Let's get back to Dodo. All right, so let's champ for that vertex again. And I know what you guys are thinking. Wait a minute, you were the one that was talking about economy. This is not economic at all. Shut up, Margaret. Okay. Why you always got to be hating on a playa? No, but you guys are right.